What's up, everybody? Ryan Cavanaugh back here again. So, for my second video, I decided to do 6 tips for beginner lifters. So I guess we'll just jump right into it. Beginner lifters meaning, guys who are just getting into it, or maybe you have been into it, fell out of it, trying to get back into it, whatever. Just if you're in a starting phase of it or not. I mean, some of these tips might be beneficial to anybody, maybe advanced lifters, anybody. So we'll get right into it. Number one is don't ego lift. So this is something I see at the gym all the time. And pretty much it's ego lifting is when you're lifting more than your body is really comfortable with doing, for purposes of boosting your ego. The reason that I say don't do this is because a lot of time when you do it with when ego lifting is when you do it with improper form in order to get it up. If they aren't quality reps and if you're not contracting the muscle, there's no point doing them. Muscle growth will come from breaking down muscle fibers with the contraction when you pull back, when you press forward, whenever, just get that contraction in the muscle. And if you're using bad form, one, you could hurt yourself, and two, you're not contracting the muscle and isolating the muscle as well as you could be. Number two, consistency. So when I started lifting, I would go once in a while, it wasn't very often. I'd go maybe twice a week or something like that, and I really didn't see any results. But the moment I started going pretty much every day, with 1 or 2 rest days, that's when I started seeing a lot more results. They say it's something like 6 weeks that you start to see results in. But if you think about it, if you see results from a workout in 6 weeks, they're going to be minimal, obviously. From one particular workout, I'm saying. But if you consistently work out, all those workouts 6 weeks later will start to pile up, and you'll start to see more results as they come. So yeah, consistency is a huge thing. It pertains to diet as well. So, just consistency, yeah, just, lock down your plan. Number 3 is do your research. So over the past year and a half, I've done a ton of research, both on lifting and nutrition. I look up different exercises to target different muscles. I looked up how to isolate the muscles better. I've looked up how to perform compound movements better and how to think about them differently so you can achieve a better outcome. There's a lot of things you can research about. Just not being able to adapt and move on and do different exercises isn't a good thing. You should be able to do that. It's a huge thing. Arnold Schwarzenegger, everybody knows who he is. His main thing was shocking the muscle. So he would do different exercises. He would do them in different order, stuff like that. So the muscle wasn't aware of it because the muscle just starts. It's all about adaptation. That's what muscle growth is. You're pounding down your body, and your body thinks, "Oh, I need to be able to do this to survive." Your body's an adaptation machine, so it's just adapting to it, and that's why you build muscle. So shocking the muscle, giving it stimulus it's not used to. That's what's important. So do your research. Just learn about it. Just learn about it. Proper form, all that stuff. Number 4 is have a goal. That's a huge aspect. If you don't have a goal, you're just going to the gym for no purpose. You don't have to have a goal of becoming Mr. Olympia or the world's strongest man or, anything like that. But you should have a goal, just a vision of what you want to achieve, whether that's just have a good summer body. That's a completely fine goal, whether it's have a higher total, whether it's, it could be anything, whether it's to get more girls by looking good. You can do whatever you want. You can have any goal you want. So it's just important to have a goal and move forward with it. A lot of my goals, they were just how I want to see my body develop. One of the people tease me about it. A lot of times I get excited when I see new veins, right? That was always one of my goals coming up. My first goal was to have forearm veins. Because it signifies some things. It's not just having veins, it's the fact that it signifies losing fat and gaining muscle, because you need to lose fat for them to be visible, and you have to have muscle to push the veins out. So it signifies some things. That's why I got excited about it, because I see growth in 2 areas. My second goal was to have a bicep vein, Third goal is to have shoulder veins. Fourth goal is to have chest veins. Fifth goal is to have leg veins. I did all of them. So, I mean, I'm trying to get ab veins right now. I have some. They're not crazy yet. So once we get crazy, we'll accomplish that. But yeah, have a goal. Number 5, the mind to muscle connection. You may have heard some people talk about this before. Um, it's basically the gist of it is having a connection from your mind to your muscle, meaning you're focusing on training the muscle. This is like really important in things like training biceps and training triceps and training chest. I mean, honestly, it's important during all of them, but there are some that are more hard to target, right? So when I'm doing a bicep curl, for instance, I'll have it here, and if I'm just going through the motions, I mean, it's if you're just looking at your phone doing something like that, it's there's not a lot of benefit in there. But if you're doing a bicep curl and you're looking at your bicep and you're focusing on the contraction and looking and make sure it contracts as far as it can, and then contracting again, doing it over and over again, that's what makes blood flow into there. It's all about the contraction of it. So you need to work on mind muscle connection. It takes a while to develop. It's not the easiest thing in the world. Like my mind and muscle connection with my biceps and my chest, it's very strong. I'm very good at targeting those things, but with something like lats per se, I'm not terrific at targeting them. So I mean, I'm still working on it, but it takes a while. So you just got to develop that, be able to target them. That's really important. Number 6, I can't stress this enough. Training hard and intense. Um, a lot of people don't. A lot of people take this for granted. A lot of people go to the gym and go through the motions and just go over and do a couple bicep curls, do a couple bench presses, and they call it a day. And they don't get the heart rate over 100. I mean, that's I mean that I guess for some people that's fine, whatever. But in my opinion, if you want to see actual results, you can't go to the gym and do that and see results. Training hard and intense, it's not about just lifting a lot of weight. This is where the ego lifting comes into play as well. Weightlifting is all relative. It's all relative. So whereas for me, I can deadlift 430 pounds for reps, and that that gets my back done pretty well, right? Whereas somebody who's maybe half my size, 100 pounds or something like that, can only deadlift 2 plates for like 3 or 4 reps. There's nothing wrong with that. If that targets his back and that's the weight he can lift, that's what he should lift. He shouldn't go out and hurt himself trying to prove himself. That's just stupid and there's no point to it. You're either going to hurt yourself or you're not going to lift it or you're going to look like an idiot. There's no point to it. Just use what you're comfortable with and be intense with it. You can be intense with just about any weight, I promise you. I mean, as long as if your max is, I mean, I'll give you an example right now. With a lot of my chest workouts, I like to end my bench press sessions with just a burnout set. So I'll either throw on a plate, 135, or I'll literally go just strip the bar and do the bar. Um, and I'll just rep it out. I mean, and like 135, putting that up it's easy cake for me. It's nothing, doesn't weigh anything. But there's a way to make that intense. I mean, not every set. You shouldn't be doing 30 reps every set, but you can make it intense. Like me and my brother, when we were training chest here, well, a while ago actually, we just stripped the bar at the end of our set, have a 44 pound bar. We have a metric set at home, and we just rep that thing out like 100 times, tire out that chest. It's just all about training intensity. Just focus on intensity, get your heart rate up, just be working, do drop sets, do supersets, stuff like that, shock the body. And yeah, so that's just a really important thing. All right, guys, thanks for watching. So those are my 6 tips for beginning lifters. Obviously there are more out there, more tips out there. But I mean, I think this is a good place to start, just focusing on some of these things. Don't ego lift, consistency, do your research, have a goal, mind to muscle connection, and training hard. I mean, that's a great foundation to start with, in my opinion. Obviously, you could throw in nutrition in there, but I was doing this just basically only for weightlifting, not for the whole aspect of bodybuilding or powerlifting or something like that. So, yeah, I mean, just try to focus on those things. If you're a beginner lifter, I know you're going to start to love it. It's going to suck in the beginning, but I know that you'll start to love it. You'll start to see results, and seeing results is addicting, man. It's something that it's I can't even describe it. Just seeing results is such a great feeling. It's very rewarding, putting all those man hours into to see something like that. See change in your body, your change in strength. It's an awesome feeling. So yeah, that's the video. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Tell me what you thought. And put any other suggestions, anything else you want to see in the comments. And I'll see you guys later. Thanks, guys.